Hey folks, Coach Simmons, and I know this channel is supposed to be all light and hearty about sports, and the last two are not going to be about sports at all. But this one, I had to say something on this one today. If it gets 5 views or if it gets 5 million, I don't care. I have to say something on it. The Supreme Court today effectively abolished the right to mass protests in 3 states. Article came out today. I waited to see if it was going to be validated. Every news station from Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, even the other ones who don't like anybody, ran with it. It's no longer safe to organize a protest in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. Supreme Court announced Monday it will not hear McKeeson versus Doe. Their decision not to hear this leaves in place a lower court decision that effectively eliminated the right to organize mass protests in the states of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. Now, under that lower court decision, a protest organizer may face potentially financial consequences if a single attendee at a mass protest commits an illegal act. A single protester. It is possible the outcome may be temporary, of course, but for the past several years, the Fifth Circuit engaged in a crusade against DeRay McKeeson, the prominent figure within the Black Lives Matter movement, who organized a protest near Baton Rouge Police Station in 2016. The facts of the case, unfortunately, are kind of tragic. He organized the Baton Rouge protest following the fatal police shooting of, remember Alton Sterling? During their protest, an unknown individual threw a rock at a cop. And the cop, who identified as Officer John Doe, sadly, the cop was struck in the face, and according to one court, suffered injuries to his teeth, jaw, brain, and head. Everybody agreed that the rock was not thrown by McKeeson. However, the Supreme Court held the NAACP. Good Lord, NAACP. I can't say that word now. For its Caliborn and Hardware in 1982. Protest leaders cannot be held liable for the violent actions of protest participant absent unusual circumstances that are not present in his current case, such as if McKeeson had authorized, directed, or ratified a decision to throw the rock. Indeed, as Justice Sonia Sotomayor, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, points out in a brief opinion accompanying the court's decision not to hear the case, the court recently reaffirmed the strong First Amendment protections enjoyed by people like Counterman versus Colorado in 2023, decision that held the First Amendment precludes punishment for inciting violent action. Unless the speaker words were intended, not just likely, but intended to produce imminent disorder. So what does this actually mean? This actually means what it does. We remember these protests during the whole George Floyd, Mr. Arbery, and others who were killed in 2020. We remember the protests that happened were mostly peaceful. But then there were some people, some factions, as in all protests, as all rallies, all get-togethers, all walks of life, some idiots want to start violence. So what does this decision mean? Well, in these 3 states, if you do organize a protest and one person creates an act of violence, one person, either with you in a protest or they're just a plant, you are liable. effectively putting you in control of every single item, every single person in your attendance. This decision was meant basically to tell all these organizers, and I'm not going to rehash the BLM stuff, whether you agree with them or don't agree with them. This decision basically states any mass rally, any mass protest, the person who organizes it, they're the main ones on the hook for any violent act that happens. And what is that going to cause? Point blank, it's going to cause people not to want to organize rallies, not to want to organize protests. For years I've always heard the same argument. You shouldn't protest like that. Why are you protesting like that? Why are you protesting like that? Why are you making a statement like that? No one's ever told us, well, how do you want us to make a statement? We kept hearing, don't do it like that. But now, they're saying if you do it, you better stay in line. You better not do anything violent out of anybody there. Can you imagine having a million-man march led by Louis Farrakhan in Texas, and one person, not even a part of the march, just happens to be within the march, does a violent crime, and Louis Farrakhan is now the one in trouble? Imagine the I Have a Dream speech from Martin Luther King, and one person breaks the statue, and now MLK is in jail because the state has the right to do it. This can go both ways, but it won't go both ways. You can have rallies and you can have conferences, if you want to call them, on both sides of the party, Republican and Democrat. Trump can do one, Biden can do one. But those two are going to be exempt. This is not something for government. This is something for local politics. This is something for local organizers. People who want to organize a rally, a walk, a parade, or something with lots of people are going to think twice. Can you trust everybody? Is it reasonable to think that somebody will cause violence that will have you locked up? Now, people may want to know what the hell states' rights are. I'm letting you know. State rights give individual states the right to pass, enforce laws, and operate independently and with minimal interference from the federal government. This means each state has the right to power and operate independently from the government as long as there's no violation of the U.S. Constitution. Some state rights, the 10th Amendment of the Constitution, also recognizes that the powers of state governments traditionally include police powers, power of health, education, and welfare. So each state already has the right to police themselves. Now you're going to give them carte blanche to go ahead and say, well, that rally, that protest, that person did something, so the one in charge, we have the right to arrest it. You look at the state of Texas. Texas already passing laws where they can arrest you for appearing to be illegal. Just the appearance of being illegal. How far do they appear to cause a problem? This whole thing was brought about when the murder of Alton Sterling, that protest in 2016. Alton Sterling, it was he was selling CDs, I believe, but yet we're here now, 8 years later, and the states have taken this protest of a local event. Hmm. What do y'all think? It's funny. A lot of these cases are being heard now. It's also funny that that judge, a certain judge, if you will, Mr. Thomas, was not present. He was absent from the Supreme Court with no explanation because he knows what this does. I understand giving each state more rights to govern themselves. Without local authority, you have no authority at all. But the more rights you give each individual state, the more each state turns into its own country. And until we remember, it's supposed to be United States of America, not individual states with individual thoughts and hopes and dreams, but the United States of America. Till we remember that, I think we're all fucked. It's Coach Simmons. Do me a favor, share this video. I may not get the views for the video, but I want to spark the conversation. I'm out.